I never thought of myself as someone who eavesdrops. Emily and I had been married for 4 years, and in that time, I had never felt the need to doubt her. But lately, something had changed. She had been distant, distracted. Her laughter, once warm and genuine, now felt rehearsed. She would step out of the room to take calls, and when I asked who it was, she would brush it off with vague responses. Work, a friend, nothing important. I wanted to believe her, but the feeling that something was wrong gnawed at me. That night, I woke up thirsty and made my way to the kitchen for a glass of water. As I passed the living room, I heard voices, Emily's and her mother's. Margaret had been staying with us for a few days. She was a woman of wealth and power, someone who carried herself like she owned every room she entered. From the moment I had married Emily, I knew Margaret had never approved of me. She had made it clear in subtle ways, pointed comments about my job, my background, the way I carried myself. Emily always defended me, or at least I thought she did. I was about to step into the living room when something in their hushed tones made me stop. "You need to do it tomorrow," Margaret said. Her voice was sharp, commanding, as if there was no room for discussion. "I know," Emily whispered. It feels wrong." There was a pause, and then Margaret's voice softened slightly, though it was still firm. "We had a plan, Emily. You knew this wasn't forever. You've done your part, and now it's time to move forward. The papers are ready, the accounts, the house. It'll all be transferred soon. But he can't be here when it happens." My breath caught in my throat. My mind scrambled to piece together what I had just heard. Papers? Transfers? And most chillingly, he can't be here? Emily sighed, her voice heavy. "I did love him, Mom. Maybe not in the way I should have, but it wasn't all fake." My stomach twisted. "Not all fake." Margaret scoffed. "Love has nothing to do with this. You married him because we needed time. We needed stability. And he gave you that. But now he's just in the way. It's time to let go." I couldn't listen anymore. My hands were shaking as I backed away, my heart hammering in my chest. I had to get out of there before they noticed me. I moved silently back to the bedroom, slipped under the covers, and lay still, my mind racing. Emily crawled into bed minutes later, sighing as she nestled against me. I felt her warmth, the familiarity of her presence, but now it felt foreign, like a stranger lying beside me. I barely slept. By the time the first light of dawn crept through the curtains, I had made my decision. If I was no longer part of the plan, I wasn't going to wait around to find out what that meant. I packed a bag as quietly as possible, stuffing in essentials, clothes, my wallet, anything I could grab quickly. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I needed to leave before Emily woke up. I paused for a moment, looking at her sleeping form. Her face was peaceful, innocent even, but I knew the truth now. Whatever love I thought we had was built on lies. Slipping out of the house, I drove with no clear direction in mind. I replayed their conversation over and over, searching for answers, trying to understand how I had been so blind. Eventually, my subconscious led me to a place I never thought I'd willingly go, Margaret's mansion. I sat in my car outside the massive iron gates, staring up at the estate. It was everything Emily had grown up with: wealth, privilege, power. And I had been nothing more than a temporary fixture in her life, a means to an end. My hands gripped the steering wheel as I took a deep breath. I didn't know what I was going to say, what I was even looking for. But one thing was certain: I wasn't leaving without answers.